I swore I would never date a farmer. Just, growing up and seeing what they went through.
I knew zero about farming before I met Barrett, and then once we met, I'd never seen just flat land like that before till we came out here. So that was, it was something very new for me.
He is so optimistic, and you want to be a part of that. You want to be a part of something that's successful and somebody's working hard, and you want to be a part of something you're proud of, and I'm very proud of him. My husband and I met, we have mutual friends, and we met a long time ago actually. We probably met about, I bet it's been 13, 14 years ago. We had mutual friends, and always just kind of, the time came when I lived in Chicago, and he just called me one day, and we started talking on the phone, and then, Jared and I started dating, and he said, well, you know what, why don't you come down here, and if you want to get a job, great. If not, if you want to help me farm, great, we can do it together. And so I said, okay.
I was working at the city, and he came through one day, and we just stared at each other and smiled, and he never said anything to me. He just looked, and then I got a phone call from a friend if I wanted to go on a date with him, and so I did, and we did a double date, and we just hit it off then.
Grew up in Fort Worth, Crowley actually there, and we met in Stephenville. He was through mutual friends when we were in Stephenville. We were out here in West Texas quite often, and we knew that if it were to become serious, that we would be moving out West Texas back into the farming with his family.
Jared and I, the only time we went on real dates was when I lived in Chicago, because he had no other choice. Because he would fly up there to see me. Well, he couldn't go check cows, or he couldn't go check water, so he had to take me to dinner. He had to take me to movies. So he was always on a tractor. And I was like, what is he doing that he can talk on the phone all this time? I'm just sitting at home, because I didn't have anything to do, because I got off work at 6, and from then until the next morning, I didn't, my work stopped, his didn't. I just hope that everything lives, going to be really upset if I did all this work and not finish it. So basically I'm going to feel like a farmer does. You do all this work, and then you just pray you don't get a hailstorm. You pray it doesn't blow 80 miles an hour and blow everything you just planted away. The agriculture I grew up around was very planned, if that makes sense. My dad worked for a poultry company. He went to work, 8 o'clock in the morning. Most nights he's home by 6. So he had a schedule. You don't get that side of uncertainty, if that makes sense. This agricultural background has no schedule. This kind of farming, the actual out there planting a seed, growing crop, harvesting it, raising cattle, there is no schedule. That 20 minutes that we sit down at that dinner table is 20 minutes where he's not focusing on everything that he's had to deal with the entire day.
On a Friday, we'll have a date night just in the tractor, and just, sitting there and just driving with him. I wouldn't change it for anything. I think it's a lot better than going out. I just love to be out on the farm. I don't know, it's like a dream. Because Gabe can't take off like to go eat somewhere, so I'll cook him supper and take it to the field, and we'll eat in the tractor while he's plowing or spraying and whatever he's got going on. And it's just kind of romantic because it's us, but you know, in the sun, if the sunset's pretty, it makes it really worth it.
I mean, he would say, honestly, I probably should cook more to take out there. A lot of times it'll be, hey, will you go by and grab pizzas or go by, and do this. So a lot of times in order to see him, it's to take something out there during those busy times would be a date where we all get on the tractor with him, or we'll all stop and eat on the back of the truck or something, and then, ride. The kids love to ride on the tractor with Daddy, so we'll ride a couple of, rounds with him before we go back home. Even with the busy lifestyles that we have, we're still able to find time to make sure you have that family and that you need each other. And even with how busy we are, we're still a very close family, and that's important in our lives.
Gabe will wake up sometimes at 2 in the morning to go spray, or sometimes 5 and not come home until like 12, or sometimes 8. It's not a set time. It's just once he starts, he doesn't stop till it's done. We want to see him, we'll load up and go out there and take him supper. Like on Saturdays, they'll wake up with Gabe and just go out with them. Or I'll meet them out there and take them and let them ride. So we get to see him. I guess it's not as bad because we'll just go out there. It's funny, like if he's out there spraying or out there stripping, the boys are in here with their toys doing the exact same thing, and they talk to each other pretending on the radio, and it's exactly what Gabe would say. So, he's got a big impact on them. It makes them lean on God as well, because they see Gabe pray all the time.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank God the wonderful food that you bless us with. Please help all the sickness go away, and please don't bring them back to feel better, and please bring us rain, Lord, in Jesus' name, amen.
Zipper. Good job, Mason.
What's that? Tomatoes?
Since I've been married to him, he's never complained, and he just tells me God will provide.
Yes, you have the stresses, and there's some days you wonder, why am I doing this? But then you have those many days that, like I said, it's part of the family. It's in God's hands, and we know, we're going to get through it, and God's going to lead us what we need to do and where we need to be. And I think, it's just a part of our life, and sometimes it's even hard to explain on why, but I love every minute of it, and I love, my husband and what he does. And
it's unbelievable what being a farm wife makes you into. It makes you into a person who, is strong and tough and has faith. And it's kind of, people are like, I don't know, they don't believe that when I say this, is that I'm the kind of person that when I'm not happy, I want to do something else, and I'm just going to do something else. I'm not going to stick in that situation. I'm not a person that can stay in a situation like that very easily.
Gabe was different. I fell in love with him, so you know it was all new to me. But the farming, I fell in love with it too.
And it's okay because he's doing something for more than just me. He's taking on responsibility to feed and clothe this world. And to me, that is a huge task to tackle, and he does it every day. And he's done it for the last 15 years like that. And to me, that's okay. That's okay to be that person that wants to do that.